Like, I tell you, like, I didn't do that, for like, even in songs, like, I'll be like, woo, they clapped his ass. I ain't gonna say I did some shit, like, and I didn't do it, for like, if I didn't do it, what the fuck am I saying I did it for? So you could get on the net and call and prove I'm a goofy?
Yeah.
That's goofy shit. You shouldn't false. If you false claim and shit you didn't do, that's goofy. I don't, that's not gangster to me, folks. That's glorified now. False claim and shit, for I never false claim.
A lot of that going on though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people be false claiming.
Bro.
Nigga, then they make it sound so good, so they just let the shit slide. Like, just cause the music sound good, they be forgetting niggas be bout.
It's crazy how Rell Vert just got hit again on Chicago's west side. If you've been following the drill scene, you already know that BKN and the Bloodhound camp have had ongoing tensions for a while now, tracing back to a double homicide that fueled this entire rivalry in the first place. Now it's getting deadly all over again, and people who've been watching this unfold aren't exactly surprised. Just about a month ago, Rell Vert was reportedly shot in Rockford, Illinois, in an incident widely linked to another rapper. He was struck in the hand, but survived what could have been a far more serious situation. Now reports are circulating that he's been shot again, this time on Chicago's west side. To understand why this keeps escalating and why so many people immediately assumed a connection to BKN, you have to go back to where the tension between these camps actually started. Rell Vert used to be cool with the West Side scene, specifically an area known as the Jungle in Chicago's near West Side neighborhood. That set is closely affiliated with another group called BKN, also known as Nitty Block. BKN, short for Baby Killer Nim, also referred to as the Jungles or 24MG, formed back in 2015, a group of young men rising out of poverty who quickly built a reputation through robberies, hustling, and, eventually, involvement in multiple homicides at a young age, which is where the name actually came from. Primarily a Black Disciples set, BKN also included members from the Four Corner Hustlers, with allies stretching across several other Chicago area sets. For a while, Vert was actually close with them. Footage from a 2022 vlog shows him hanging out with BKN and Jungle members, celebrating together, clearly on good terms. During that same period, BKN and Jungle were also still cool with the Bloodhounds. There's footage of Bloodhound member Lil Jeff hanging out with Jungle and BKN members on their blocks, vibing together and showing off firearms like it was any other day. That friendliness didn't last. The relationship broke down after BKN and Jungle members allegedly backdoored Lil Jeff, stealing his wristwatches during what was supposed to be a friendly hangout. Shortly after, BKN members went live on Instagram flaunting the watches alongside iced-out chains, claiming the haul was worth $50,000 and even showing off the guns allegedly used to take them. They didn't stop there. They went on to publicly mock Jeff, claiming the watches he wore were actually fake and that they'd exposed him in his own hood for wearing knockoffs. A comment under one of those posts pushed back on that narrative, claiming the watches taken actually were fake and nowhere close to the value BKN was publicly claiming. That exchange, small as it might sound, is largely what turned BKN from a loosely affiliated set into a Rell, active rival of the Bloodhounds. Lil Jeff eventually addressed the situation himself, going live to respond directly to claims that he'd been threatened or forced at gunpoint into handing the watches over. His version of events was different. He said nobody took anything from him by force, that they'd simply asked to take photos with him and then ran off with the watches the moment he wasn't paying attention, which is a very different story than the one BKN had been telling publicly. Things escalated further on January 20th when a Chicago YouTube channel, Word from the Trenches, uploaded a vlog featuring BKN members talking openly about their lives, affiliations, and street history. Beyond just telling their own story, the vlog doubled as a way of taunting their rivals directly. A BKN member named Monty, allegedly involved in the original robbery, was seen flaunting the exact same watch taken from Lil Jeff, wearing it proudly on camera for the entire vlog. To rub it in even further, Monty later got on FaceTime with Jeff directly, casually asking about his jewelry before showing him the stolen watch on his own wrist. The video spread fast once it hit social media, generating a mixed reaction online, with some fans firmly behind BKN's audacity and others eagerly waiting to see how the Bloodhounds would ultimately respond to the disrespect. They didn't have to wait long for a response. Just days after that vlog went up, on Friday, January 26, 2024, Monty and fellow BKN and Jungle member Lil Rob, Rell name Robert Boston, were attending a high school in downtown Chicago. Around 12:30 p.m., as they and other students were leaving the building, likely heading out for lunch, two vehicles pulled up and several armed masked men got out and opened fire without warning. Monty and Lil Rob were both struck, hit in the chest and hip during the shooting. A bystander nearby said a bullet grazed her coat as the gunfire broke out, and another witness described the sound of the shots as similar to firecrackers going off in rapid succession. In the aftermath, tension between the Bloodhounds and BKN Jungle only intensified rather than cooling down. Lil Jeff later got a new tattoo, 10 teardrops down his neck, signaling that his body count had officially climbed to 10. Two of those specific teardrops are widely believed to be tied directly to that shooting, referencing the killings of Monty and Lil Rob. Jeff went live afterward, dissing BKN and openly claiming both bodies as his own, which only added more fuel to an already volatile situation between the two camps. That's the core of the BKN and Bloodhound rivalry. But there's a separate, related conflict running alongside it that's also shaped how people view Rell Vert throughout all of this. A rapper named Kimmo, from a different set, has his own beef with both Vert and another artist, Q50, accusing them of falsely claiming bodies that weren't actually theirs to claim. In an interview, Kimmo was blunt about it, saying that if you claim something publicly, you should genuinely be able to back it up, and that falsely claiming a body isn't gangster at all. It's exactly the kind of thing that gets glorified in music simply because the song sounds good, while people conveniently forget what the claim is actually about underneath the catchy delivery. He also accused Vert directly of not really being about that life, going as far as suggesting Vert had cooperated with police at some point in the past, referencing an alleged clip from inside a squad car that circulated online among fans following the situation closely. Vert's own camp has pushed back hard on that characterization, with people close to him insisting the accusations don't match who he actually is or how he's carried himself. That beef between Kimmo and Vert's circle has stayed active online for a while now, with Kimmo periodically going live to address it directly, dissing BKN's deceased members in the process, and generally keeping tension between the camps stirred up whenever things start to quiet down. When news of Vert's most recent shooting started circulating, Kimmo commented under the post that he'd already warned Vert something like this was coming, before asking whether Vert was actually okay, a comment that read as both a warning and a genuine check-in, depending entirely on how you chose to interpret it given everything else going on between them. So, where does that leave things right now? Rell Vert has now reportedly been shot twice within roughly a month, once in Rockford and now again on Chicago's west side. While a lot of people are quick to point toward BKN as connected to the recent shooting, the full picture here is more layered than a simple one-sided rivalry with a clean villain. Vert was once genuinely close with BKN and Jungle. The Bloodhounds and BKN were themselves briefly on good terms before the watch robbery blew that apart entirely, and there's an entirely separate conflict involving Kimmo and accusations of false body claims running in parallel to all of it at the same time. Multiple threads, multiple grudges, and a rivalry that's clearly still fully active heading into this next chapter of the story. What happens next depends heavily on how BKN, the Bloodhounds, and everyone caught in between choose to respond in the coming weeks. But given how this situation has already played out over the past 2 years, it doesn't look like it's cooling down anytime soon. If you found this breakdown helpful, click on one of the videos on screen to keep watching more content like this.